Good morning, ladies, and well, sorry, afternoon. Dummy me didn't crawl into bed until about 6 o'clock this morning. I can't remember. But I was like, screw this. I slept 6.5 hours, so I am sane. Um, the reason why I'm doing this on the fly, and I didn't even want to get up to get a shirt because I don't want to lose the mood I'm in now. I just want to say this one more time because apparently people just don't get it. One of the reasons I even quit sharing videos on Facebook is because every single time the video had a picture of Jodie Whittaker on the thumbnail, this type of thing would happen. This is just one group that I saw today that irked the living crap out of me. No, I'm not naked. I've got my pants on, so don't worry. Beware the hairy back of Dr. Freedom. Now you know why, when I go out in the summer without a shirt on, people think I'm Sasquatch. Okay, but, all I need is a little wig. Alright, but I just want to show you just how kind and loving our fandom can be. And I'm going to show you a few classic examples of what a constructive criticism is. Okay? Because there's some constructive criticism in with this. And I want to show you what it looks like, okay? Alright. It started with this, literally just a few minutes ago. All this person did, and I enjoyed the video, by the way, if you're out there. I thought it was very well done, very well put together. I may even post a link for it later. It's just a short video saying goodbye to Jodie Whittaker. But of course, you'll notice, here come in the armchair guys. Because, look, it's a kind gesture towards Jodie Whittaker. We must sabotage it. No, whatever happened to the days, well, I know what happened. I'm just putting it as a rhetorical question. If you didn't have a kind thing to say, you just let it go. You know, if you have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. That used to just be plain manners. Then the internet happened. Okay. Then Facebook happened and it got worse. Let me just read you a few of these. And if your name shows up, too bad. You posted this, you own it. I can't figure out who was her doctor. In 3 runs, not a defining moment, a memorable speech, or interaction with a companion. She had nothing to play, and she delivered nothing. What were you watching for the last few years? Okay, I felt like, and here's the other big excuse used by, I'm not going to say this person's a misogynist, but this became the token answer. Well, if I support this other doctor, it'll make people think I gave a damn in the first place. All that rests of the foot of Chibnall, who was out of his depths. I'm not going to look at this stuff. Chibnall's gone. Let me say this one more time. Jodie Whittaker and Chris Chibnall were out of this show as of October 13th last year. Now, while Chibnall's still holding on to, basically he's just there to oversee things until the centenary episode airs, and then he's done, okay? But technically, they're both gone. Her speech, all right, see, I love this stuff. Her speech on Love and Demons of Punjab was excellent. We had it as a reading at our wedding 3 weeks ago. So, I cannot improve on this message. I've seen this name multiple times. Hang on. I'm not even going to talk about what's going on with the bear. But okay, yeah, I'm not going to. Her only defining characteristic was she was female. In the early episodes, I think they were trying to make her an engineer type, like when they had her make her something, but they didn't really run with that. Aside from being female, I suppose she was codependent and needed a whole family around her at times to define her because she was too boring on her own. Guys, that would mean every doctor going back to Hartnell was boring. You see what I mean? People don't think. The first doctor had, and trust me, I always going to refer to Hartnell as the first doctor because he's always going to be. You can't take that title from him. let me see. He starts out with, Ian, Barbara, and Susan. Then he keeps moving on to so basically you're saying every Doctor going back to the beginning was codependent and boring. See, people don't think. They just want to attack. Okay, yeah, not of what was originally, though. Her parents originally was Ulysses and Tecteun being a hybrid. Now, here's the thing. The Ulysses bit was never mentioned on the air. Okay? No, I just wanted... I just wanted to do this while I was in the moment, okay? I don't like losing the moment. Look at this. Ain't I sexy? Okay, I'm a big hairy man. Okay, I'll probably get my monetization yanked for that. Okay, actually, this is more bad roles and scripting. If she had a better writer, she would have had a better time. How many times have we heard that? And here's here's one of my other favorites. She could wave her sonic screwdriver around aimlessly and gurn in a very poor impression of David Tennant's Doctor. Wow, that means Matt Smith was a very poor impression of Troughton. What do you call it? All right, so we're back to here it is. Yeah, you never had a chance. But here, I love this. I'm not ready to say goodbye. She quickly became my favorite Doctor. Blah blah blah. Wish we could have said goodbye after her first episode. So that shows me what camp you were in. You never gave this a chance. Hi, Alan. From Massachusetts. Tell ya, own it, baby. Okay, here's what I mean. Stuart Lovegrove here. Jodie had been a lighter, kinder Doctor if I could accept this. There have been good stories and bad, great villains mediocre, but what I think truly failed was the companion interactions. I never felt anything for the fan close to previous companions. This kind of intense relationship the show needs simply wasn't there. Congratulations. This is what constructive criticism looks like. And I'm loving, here's the usual. The scripts were awful. And you see, look at this. Every single script in the last 5 years. Since 2017, they weren't on all 5 years. All right, here comes my favorite. I'm sad to see her go, but can we also regenerate the ridiculously woke agenda? You lost me right there, dude. The writers were attempting to cram in every single episode. That's another reason why this era didn't get off the ground. You had people programming this into their heads that there was some kind of top secret political agenda that Jodie Whittaker was trying to make you go out, worship your wife, and actually, or something like that. It's like it was a top secret plan to make me give them evil women equal rights. Oh, Jesus H. Jones. And I love this. I thought she did great. The writing was a bit more preachy than prior docs. Folks, do I have to go back and show you all the previous speeches? I thought the Orphan 55 speech was preachy, but then when I went back and rewatched it again, then I went back and rewatched some of the other speeches we've received since the new series began. All right, I love this. You want to know how terrible a writer and showrunner Chris Chibnall is? Sure, remember, Chris Chibnall did not write every single script that went into the last few years. But, here we go. She's been the Doctor for years, and I literally don't know anything about her. I've watched her entire run, and the only character traits I know is that she's nice and quirky. I can't wait for him to be gone and to see what RTD can do. Says probably one of the, like I said, I do know if this person was around then, but trust me, if they think the last few years was horrible, and this is their criticism of it, I just can't wait to see what happens when RTD It's like, I'm not kidding. It's going to be like, oh, so you, Chris Chibnall, you thought he was woke? Hold my beer, kids. Yes, it's not a pretty picture. It's ugly. Hey, are my nip naps showing? I knew I should have wore the bikini top. But I feel comfortable with you guys, you see. I know you don't deserve to see this. At least you're not getting a full body shot. Not like I said, I'm in my pants, so don't worry. I'll like, goodbye, Chibnall. I hope the door hits you on your way out. Folks, this is for a 30-second video that was just meant to say goodbye to 13. This is the kind of idiocy we've been dealing with in the fandom for the last few years. Sure, you have your every now and then you get, oh, thank the gods, I've been waiting there this a long time. Yeah, just wait till RTD gets started. Okay. All right, I gotta agree. No one says goodbye like David Tennant. And there were people who harped on poor David Tennant about that line. Okay, Jody should have stayed on at least for a little while so he wouldn't be distracted by the riotous celebrations marking the end of the Chibnall area. He can't even spell the guy's name correctly. Love her, will be gutted to see her go. Really looking forward to seeing Shudigatwa. Yeah, that's what I mean. You've got the same idiots who've been harping on Jodie Whittaker are now already harping on Shudigatwa, and he hasn't even filmed one frame yet that we know of. Okay, so I'll agree with Amanda here. See, this is constructive criticism. Nothing against Jodie. I think she's a great actor, but I could not take her in Doctor. I don't know why, but I watched a few episodes and stopped. And I'm waiting for the new Doctor. I hope she does all well in the future. You see what I mean? This is a nice saying, look, I couldn't get into it. And the same thing happened with me with Star Trek, Star Trek Discovery. I call it Starship Dysentery. And that's not because I've seen the show. It's because the second I saw the lens flares and all that, they're just going to follow Abrams' Trek till it finally peters out. And that's why I couldn't watch it. Same thing with New Worlds. I don't know if I want to get invested in it because we're just, we'll go into that someday. I love this. Only if the writers she had were total screw-ups who don't know how to write sci-fi. Guys, anybody forgot some of the episodes that aired during the Moffat era, like in the Forest of the Shite, the what do you call it? Kill the Moon, and things like that. Great actor. She's grown on me. I'm definitely ready for a change in Doctor and direction. Okay, opening these comments reminds me why I can't even be a Whovian. Fandoms are just full of bitter, sexist people who are too stubborn. I watched her first season and loved it. Apparently, that was her worst from what I can gather from the haters, but I think deep down you just didn't want a woman, lol. She's a great actress, but the writing didn't help much either. You see how they always use the generic thing in the writing when they don't want to feel bad? They try to side with Jodie to make themselves look like, they gave a shit in the first place. I like Jodie, but Chibnall was a bad writer. Chibnall did not write every episode in the last few years. You see, she had a lot to live up being the first female Doctor. I really think you have to be a fan of the show to play the Doctor. And you see, here's that horse shit again. You have to be a fan to be an actor now on this show. I know, like I said, maybe one of these days I'll break down and watch Strange New Worlds. It's just, it took me a while to break down and watch Enterprise, but I will never watch. I will not watch Discovery. I will not watch a show where we have superior technology to what we had, and yet we're going to try to say this has happened before this because we have to tag it on to something we screwed up royally. Hey, did anybody ask J.J. Abrams what happened to Kirk's brother? That one nifty little guy you forgot? When you recreated his character from scratch in the first movie in 2009? George Samuel Kirk, while you were busy looking for stuff you could rip off, you completely forgot Kirk had a brother. But okay, we'll move on from there. I like that. But all right, back to this. Now apparently I love this. You have to be a fan of the show. Folks, Matt Smith was not a fan of the show. Okay? And he did pretty well. I pick on Matt, but that's because of the way he acted with fans on set. At least till he started getting their money. But he was good with children. I'll give you that. He was kind to children. But other than that, get the hell away from me. Remind you of someone else's description? Yeah, Matt had not watched a single episode of Doctor Who. Yet now it's become a requirement. Because once again, this is called... What do you call it? It's called aversion. It's called... I'm trying to think of a better name. Deflection. Put up the deflector shield, Scotty. Okay, strong rumor Netflix are making a Doctor trilogy with Tom Baker, Matt Smith, and herself. Yeah. Right. I've been hearing a lot of those lately. She's gone and it's about time. Alan Burnside. Old fart. Not. Jodie was great. Too bad she got the worst showrunner. I'm trying to make myself look like I'm criticizing, and at the same time, look, I was on Jodie's side. I just didn't like the scripts. I've heard that one a billion times. Brilliant actress that never got a moment to shine. I'm a woman, therefore my criticism is legitimate. Suzanne Jackson. We'll look into that later. I like that. She had such potential. Too bad the writing of her episodes may taint her legacy. They tried that crap with Sylvester McCoy and Colin Baker. Now right here's Angela. Legitimate criticism. I stopped watching 4 episodes in. The thing I wanted to love is Doctor. I did like her, but not enough to carry the show. See, she just didn't. You see, that's what I do. If you don't like it, don't watch it. Chibnall didn't have a Scooby. Jodie was not to blame. Totally wish she could have gotten some of that sweet RTD love before she left. Here's a name I've seen mentioned multiple times. I never wanted to say goodbye. Wasted talent. She's a fab actress, but didn't have the writing she deserved. You know how many times, we've heard this now? Horrible writing, especially the Groundhog Day episode. And here's one of my other favorites. I hope Peter Capaldi wakes up, realizes 13 was all a dream or a nightmare, and she regenerates into Ncuti Gatwa. No, that's not sexist at all, top fan Lawrence Hall. Take a good look at this sad individual. I'm sorry, if you're going to post it, own it. And we're going to stop right there. This right here is a classic example. No, because they didn't want to attack Jodie Whittaker, you see. You have these fans who are just never were going to accept a female doctor ever. So, rather than being called, they're not, like I said, it's just ridiculous. And the sad part is, hello the doctor, this has already started with Ncuti Gatwa, and he hasn't even filmed a single episode yet. It's all the exact same things, except they can't complain about the writing yet because it's RTD, we dare not touch the sacred biblical figure of Doctor Who was the guy who brought in all the biblical mythology. Now the doctor's a lonely god, lonely angel, lonely this. Space god, whatever you call it. Uh, yeah, like I said, I just wanted to point this type of stuff out. I didn't even want to get up and run for a shirt because I was like, I'll lose the moment if I do. This is just ridiculous. If you don't like it, don't watch it. And my mom used to say, if you have nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all. But now, every single time, like I said, I'd post videos. And I'm not blaming the group. This group is well regulated, okay? They're just trying to be fair. Because this is over on Doctor Who Hub. Yeah, RTD was always political. Yeah, and I love, it's like, once again, Chibnall's, is like, hold my beer, Chibs. Yeah. Because if you're seeing political nonsense and all the stuff you've been seeing, just wait till RTD gets started again. Ugh. You see, I have to keep my nip naps out of the picture or I'll get censored. That is very true, Fez. I just wanted to share that with y'all. But, once again, all right, for those folks who just don't get it, I know. But the point is, they're acting like Chris Chibnall just signed another 5-year contract or something. Chris Chibnall's done. I love it. Chibnall, Whitaker, and all the other guys were done as of October 13th of last year. Yet, there they are out there in the graveyard trying to whiz on their remains or something. You can't even let it end gracefully. You have to harp on it. You have to hate on it. Yeah, the thing is, Flux started off really good, Beth, but I'm not going to lie to you. They didn't really stick the landing. I leave it up to you. Let's call them the bowel movement. Yeah, they've already turned on RTD, Chris. From what I'm hearing, they're already, complaining about RTD. And Bolstruck, of course, openly said on his channel, you can go call your lawyers, dude, because I can show you the clip. Where if the next Doctor wasn't a straight white male, then they've abandoned basically all the hope for the show. Exactly. That's another big question. We haven't seen any. They've deliberately, when they show the TARDIS exterior, they'll either have a green screen in it or they've had it facing away from where any public cameras could see it. Yeah, this is the same things we got, with, oh hell, what am I thinking? It's also the same type of things that are going on right now with Obi-Wan Kenobi. Oh, by the way, there's a guy out there calling the show Obi-Wan Can Blow Me. And yet he's claiming to be a gatekeeper and all this stuff. I just wanted to show you some of the things I've seen over the last... Oh, that's right, yeah, he's changing his channel name in a sad attempt to save his reputation. Because the word's gotten out. It's like, dude, I don't care what shell you hide under. You're still a rat. Okay? Yeah, I have to agree with you, Black Phoenix. Well, it was after... I loved that ending where the Doctor got turned to an angel. But, yeah, I agree with you. After that one... they didn't really stick the landing on that. And the problem is... I do have to blame Chibs for this, because this is honest criticism. A lot of that stuff got handed in. He was doing it Roddenberry style, if you've ever read the book, Making of Star Trek. A lot of the scripts did come in late, from what I've been hearing. Trust me, if you get a chance, watch Obi-Wan. I don't care how you watch it. I will not mention certain other ways you can. It is very, very well written. It is very well done. And I'm loving how you got the gatekeepers already out. Kids who still haven't grown hair on their nuts are saying you can't do that, you can't do that. And I'm like, dude, have you even read one of the original novelizations? Because they give you a hint. The fact that, they didn't have a name for the system, but I remember reading about, and like I said, this could be a Mandela moment. I remember reading that, Vader got his at the end of Obi-Wan Kenobi on a volcanic planet. Back when I read the original, book, novelization of the first movie, I had that book literally till the covers were falling off. Okay, tweeted the new trans character and said, "Okay, groomer," and that is bang out of order, or they've exposed themselves there. Like I said, genuine criticism to me does not involve the words crap, does not involve the words all the writing was bad, because then you're saying every single person who went out there and poured their heart and soul into it just didn't connect with you. And that's not possible, I don't think. Come on, tell me that out of how many scripts, not one was good. Yeah, I agree with you. They had too many characters in flux, and as much as I liked Bell and as much as I liked Vinder, they could have explored that in another thing. I don't know why they were really there to begin with, to be honest with you. And it has nothing to do with their race or gender or, as Boley calls her, diversity Bell. It has nothing to do with that. It's just the fact that the characters felt unnecessary at the end. I know, it's like, how much hate in your life do you have to have? Exactly. I keep telling people that. If the show was really doing that bad, thank you, Mike. If the show was doing that horrible, as Boley, the Nardi, and the Limpwick say, they could have just wrote the show off for Series 13 right there. They had a legitimate excuse to say, that's it, we're on hiatus. Yeah, exactly. It wasn't all bad, but it wasn't all good either. I agree with you, Black Phoenix, on that one. You can't just sit there and say 100% of it was crap. All right, there's movies I've absolutely been appalled at, but there were still parts in them I liked. Like, to give you an example, here's one that's really made people shiver. Highlander 2, The Quickening. There were scenes in it I did like. But overall, it was crap. Okay. It was a horrible movie. It's not beyond possibility that the TARDIS could default back to Tennant's era. If I remember right, they keep all those sets in much better storage than they did the Wonton Baker one. And, they keep them stored in atmosphere control warehouses, stuff like that. So they're not inaccessible. They have access to Tennant's original console room. Capaldi's is packed away somewhere. Jodie's was struck and put into storage, like not even, I think, a week or two after they finished filming at Rothlock. I know, I just feel sad. I feel jealous when I'm online because I would have given anything to walk on any of those sets. I always had this dream that I might make it to the Doctor Who experience one day, and it's, of course, not going to happen because they struck that too. Exactly. Thank you very much, Chris. Like I said, it wasn't the best few years, but like I said, you can't sit there and say it was all crap. All right, there were a lot of good moments here, between now and 2017. And there's still more good moments to come. Sorry, hang on, my throat's drying out. I just wanted to share this with you all. I gotta get going. Mainly so I can go put some damn clothes on. Because I'm traumatizing people right now, man. Exactly, to each their own. I wish I could have made it there at least once. You see, domestic. I'm gonna come in and slap you. Go make me some pie.
You know what? You had your breakfast cake. That's all you're getting to eat today. You're not eating no more.
All right. Exactly. It's an ongoing story. Chibnall, towards the end, was getting, this mess. RTD, back towards the end, was getting this mess. Sorry, I mixed my names up. It was RTD, towards the end of his run, they turned on him. Then when Moffat came in, they turned on him. And now Chibnall, they turned on him before he even got onto the set. It's like, Jodie never had a chance. The second they announced the female Doctor, I'm not kidding, it began. Between, hon. The Doctor says, pot pie. You should make Lady G some pie. I don't think you should appreciate that. Especially if I went into the kitchen looking like this. Imagine all the hairs that would fall in there. She'd have to eat up. Well, I'm not going to say that. Okay. Well, folks, I'm going to get running because there's a few things I want to do for dinner. So please take care of yourselves and each other. And I can't say this enough. Be kind. Be calm. Be safe. Okay? Take care of yourselves and each other out there. And hopefully we'll see you in the future. Word is we're doing 6 days next week, so you might get 6 parking lot adventures. So, yeah, I better go put some clothes on. I think the neighbors are about to call the Bigfoot guys again. I hate it when I go out to get my mail, and there's some idiot sitting there in the bushes with a, hang on. This is what he's doing. Hang on. There's some idiot in the bushes back there like this. There's a squatch out there in the yard. So, all right, I'll see you all later. Oh my God, Mrs. F sounds like that Thomas lady from Tom and Jerry. Well, we wouldn't know what she'd sound like anymore because they edited her out. All right. Good night.